I am a little scared of the history of guys without experience in college just becoming great pros. And I've seen the pairing floated of like, okay, draft Dante Moore and sign Kirk Cousins. Like, and if Kirk Cousins is like your veteran stopgap, I do feel pretty good about that because I think he's both a good veteran and a guy that Dante Moore can learn from while learning. And then if Kirk falls off or he's old or like he is, then Dante Moore comes in eventually, or if he outplays him in camp or whatever it is. You just need to have a plan. And I don't know that it's always a great idea to just do what the Giants do because they are terribly run as well. But signing a veteran or two and drafting Dante Moore, that's how it probably should be if he comes out. And then maybe this pod or another one, we probably need to discuss if he doesn't come out what that looks like because it's pretty bleak outside of that. But I'm not ruling out the possibility that Dante Moore is a very good NFL quarterback. It's definitely possible. I think he has the talent. But there's red flags for sure. Like if you're this year, like if he's going into the draft next year, you probably feel better about him. But going into this draft, there's some red flags for sure.
You mentioned it quickly. I mean, the Dylan Raiola. If I was advising him, has nothing to do with the Jets, but I would advise Moore to take the $10 million and go back to college and get another year on your belt and then go into the NFL draft next year. Like that's what I would advise he do. I do think ultimately he's going to be coming out though, and the big chess piece there to make you believe that is Raiola, because this is a guy, like you said, really high recruit, has played some big time college football. Like players want to play, man. Like players don't want to sit on the bench. So like he's really going to Oregon when there were so many other big time programs that wanted him, so he could potentially sit behind Moore for a year, and like that's weird. Like that's just very, very weird to me that he would do that, considering the number of colleges that were going to be offering him to just let him start right away or at least compete for the starting job. So that makes me believe that while they're saying, oh, if he comes back, he's a starter, makes me think that Moore is going to declare for the draft eventually here in the coming days. Let's play hypothetical world, though, because this does tend to happen. The worst case scenario for the Jets. And I think that worst case scenario for New York right now is that Moore doesn't declare. Because even as bad as things looked at times against Texas Tech and how really bad they looked against Indiana, he's still going to be the odds-on favorite to be the number 2 overall pick in the draft for the Jets. Like, unless the Jets evaluate him and they're like, we don't like him, he's going to be the number 2 overall pick in the draft as soon as he declares. If he were not to declare and he were to go back to college, even though I don't think that is going to happen in lieu of this Dylan Raiola news, it doesn't look great for the Jets in terms of what they would do after that, because now you are falling into that true Giants method of BPA at 2 and then maybe trading back into the first round for Ty Simpson, who I think looked awful. In fact, he got benched in the college football playoff against Indiana. Or the kid from Ole Miss, Trinidad, who he looks just as raw but less overall talented than what Dante Moore looks. So it's slim pickings, man, if Moore is not there. And then the Jets might really find themselves kicking till the 2027 draft to take a quarterback. And, man, that's running the risk of trusting Woody's going to stay patient for a full 12 more months.
Yeah. I mean, to your point, I just want to circle back real quick. You mentioned, like, okay, let's say they evaluate Dante Moore and they don't like him. You still want him to come out in that situation because then you could trade back in theory and you can get some more assets.
Yes.
So it only benefits the Jets for Dante Moore to come out no matter what you actually think about him, I would say. So that's something to remember. But, I mean, if Dante Moore's not out, like, there's not a lot to get excited about quarterback-wise, because if Dante Moore is not ready, then Thompson certainly is not ready. So I would say, if not Ty Simpson, I think Trinidad Chambliss is the one that's been brought up quite a bit lately because he has played really, really well in the college football playoffs. He's a really fun player to watch. He runs. He's a little undersized. He's like 6 feet tall. And he's trying to go back to college for his 6th year, so I don't think he's in a rush to go to the NFL. But
how old is he, Zach? I saw that. How old is he? 23? I mean, he's going back unless did he go to college early?
Let's see how old he is right now. Live research. He's 23. August is his birthday, so he's turning 24 in August. So he'd be 24 as a rookie in the NFL. It is,
yeah,
but
I'm out.
Tyler Shuck is 25. I mean, I'm not saying draft him in the first round, though. Like, if he's your 2nd or 3rd round pick, I'm intrigued by that. And it's not someone that really needs to bog you down next year if he doesn't show it. But anyway, but the point being, like, these are your options. This is kind of the waters you're wading into if you miss out on Moore. And then are you overpaying Malik Willis? Are you, just hoping Kirk Cousins can survive a whole season or that even wants to come here? Are you taking a swing on Mac Jones or what? Like Tanner McKee looked really bad in that regular season finale for the Eagles. I don't think he's an option really. So it's like not a good quarterback run unless there's somebody notable or unless the Jets just fall in love with Kyler Murray or something, which I don't see that happening. So Kyler Murray is here if it's out of desperation. Like he's the desperation play is how I see it. I don't see it any other way with him. So
it just strike me as an Aaron Glenn guy.
But I'm saying desperation. If you're trying to save your job and Kyler Murray's the best quarterback, you go and get him. And so that's the kind of territory where you're going. And I just don't see Kyler Murray working here, both from the Aaron Glenn perspective and just even from being in this market. Like I don't think he's someone that would handle being here very well. I do think there's talent there, but he's pretty inconsistent. He did dice up the Jets in 2024 when the Cardinals absolutely destroyed them in Arizona. But
remember that hit from Quincy Williams though in that game where he almost killed him? Oh, that was like the old not jacked up like ESPN used to do. You got jacked up before they prohibited the segment because of CTE and all that stuff. That would have been on there. That would have led it. I mean, God, he got destroyed. But yeah, sorry. Go on, Zach. Sorry.
No. I'm like that's just you're settling for Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, Malik Willis. I'm sure Jets fans have talked themselves into some of these guys, but they're just not appealing options for a team that needs to show progress. And are you going to show progress if you don't have the rookie quarterback like there? Like you need to look at this group and go into the next offseason saying, okay, maybe we didn't win a lot of games, but we have the guy on our team. We have the rookie quarterback who showed some signs of promise. We won some games. We were competitive, blah, blah, blah. Will you be that if Kyler Murray is your quarterback for 17 games? Yep. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and again, like my biggest thing with Kyler, which turns it away, is what Aaron Glenn says he wants in a player is so not Kyler Murray. Like it's just not him from an off the. I mean, this is a guy who isn't a great leader. You have durability concerns. You have work ethic concerns. Like you want like the running meme is that every time the new Call of Duty comes out, it's like, oh well, you just lost Kyler Murray for the rest of the year. Like that's the player Aaron Glenn wants to bring in here to hang his hat on. Like it's just so not the guy that I think he'd be interested in. So I ultimately don't think that I don't think Kyler Murray should happen. Will it? I have no idea. But that seems like the ultimate desperation move, which I don't think would be a very smart one.
I would say in that scenario, I'd probably even just take a shot at Mac Jones, frankly, like because he's at least shown some 100%, signs.
Yeah, trade for
like
him.
He's the most intriguing one. Like he's not going to be a star, but he can if he's in the right offense, he can be good. Yes. So like he'd be the one I'd take a shot on. I'd say out of like all the options that are floated, all the realistic options. Like if Joe Burrow's available, you go for him. But like outside of that, like he'd be intriguing to me, I guess, for a second round pick.
Mac is my favorite, especially if you think that Tanner Engstrand ultimately wants to run the offense that Ben Johnson was running in Detroit, and I think that then works. He fits that Jared Goff type mold. He's more mobile than Jared Goff is, but the quick release. Go where the ball is going to go. I mean, that's why he works with Shanahan. It's just like throw the ball where the ball is supposed to be thrown. Put it there. Like we're going to take thinking out of it, and that's where Mac plays pretty well. So I think that he would be able to do that one pretty well.